So it appears our next destination's in sight. Really? Where are we going next? We going away from the Clover Kingdom, so you mind telling us? The Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts? Don't you mean Hearts Kingdom? No, it's Kingdom Hearts. You know, Sora, Riku, Kairi. I don't remember the actual names. But yeah, we're going to Kingdom Hearts. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Hearts Kingdom. Is that true? Let me see the map. Oh shit, you're right. Damn. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you guys there. Yeah. Kind of surprising if you want to say that, given that it's been, I want to say, a couple weeks since we've done a Clover podcast. And in saying so, hey guys, what's up? Lucky Cheese 7 is here today to give you guys another Black Clover podcast. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks. It's not necessarily been because the chapters have been uninteresting. It's just that, life's been not chaotic, just schedule-wise, overcrowding. That's the only thing I can say. But, with that being said, like I said, we're here today. I'm here today, not by myself, because, be like every other YouTuber, just talking about a series by themselves. So why go through that when I could just be doing that with a buddy, with a friend? So I've brought with me a special friend and a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So it is I, Sparda3g, back for another time talking about Black Clover with the host with the most, Lucky Chi. And it's great to be back. It's been a while because all these scheduling, these life things keep coming in ways, and well, we finally have the time to do so. Should be fun, no less. And yes, we finally get to the point that we are traveling to a different kingdom, not necessarily Clover Kingdom. We're no longer in Clover Kingdom, at least for the time being. But it's great to see a new kingdom in sight. And what a way to start than Crisis in Vale. So this should be fun to talk about.
Oh yeah, it should definitely be fun to talk about. And you guys are probably thinking, like, so since we missed a couple chapters, are we going to cover those chapters? Not necessarily, but what we will do is just give our quick thoughts on the two chapters that came out. Or, I believe it's two. I think. Let me check on that real quick. 223. Yeah, 223. So, in terms of 223, I thought it was pretty hilarious because you got the whole Halloween vibe to it with Gordon's family and getting everyone's reaction on the matter, especially Gray. Gray was just too funny, and Ghosh, he's like, I'm surrounded by a bunch of mumbles. Like, his house is too creepy. Like, wow, even for him, that's really saying a lot. But also learning about the family secrets. Essentially where they were going to go next, which is the Hearts Kingdom. Insightful, yet funny at the same time. Especially since everyone had the same face, the same type of talk, especially the dog. No. If you guys want something funnier than that, you let me know. But if you want my quick, super Cliff Notes thoughts on 223, that's what I want to say about that. 224, same thing. I thought there was like a nice heart-to-heart chat between Langris and Finral. And it's especially now which I think this interview was, I want to say 2016? Either 2016 or 2017. One of the two dates. But basically, Tabata was talking about how Finral doesn't have a girlfriend yet. But he may have one eventually in the future. And I guess for the most part you can say pairing confirmed because Finesse and Finral, I want to say, are dating, but not dating. I know it's It's in that weird middle category. But pretty much it's Sabaton's way of saying, see, Finral's got a girl, and it's going to be a thing. So that's a plus. And then the last point I want to make is between Mimosa and Noelle, because Mimosa's has been to the Heart's Kingdom, and she kind of knows her way around that area. So both her, Asta, and Finral thought, yeah, let's go there. And that's pretty much where we've been since then. And personally, for me, if it came to like my thoughts on those chapters, I thought they were great chapters. They were pretty funny, especially in the 224 when Finral and Langris are talking, and Finral's like, "Look, come outside for a minute," and then you see him reacting to other girls, and he's like, "God damn it! I just said my heart belongs to Finesse, and here I am with my stupid curse of dealing with other girls." Pretty much, Sanji. Think of Sanji without the pudding treatment. That's kind of the best way I would go about it. Like, imagine like if Sanji and pudding actually happened, but the memory wipe was not a thing. It would have been like that for One Piece with Sanji, but Tabata was like, you know what? How do I overshadow One Piece with Sanji? You know what? Let me keep this joke going with Finral, but as a bonus, make it to where pairing is confirmed, and he has trouble getting over it. That is gold money right there. Yeah, like I said, those chapters pretty hilarious, pretty good, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is them encountering with the Queen. Sparta, what's your thoughts on the last couple chapters?
For starters, the dog is barking because he is so happy that Finral has finally did some confession, more or less. But it's still a progress, a massive progress. He upgraded from Yamcha of Black Clover. He's no longer Yamcha of Black Clover, unless somehow he loses Finessa. I think that's how you say your name.
I think it's Finesse. I think.
Finesse. I said Finessa. Yeah, that's with the A. Excuse me. So it's Finesse. That should be how you pronounce it. But yes, I was really proud of that guy when he actually proposed. In a sense, I was like, because I think this could have been like a running gag, but they changed his running gag into finding his inner self with his womanizing personality, which I thought that was a funny upgrade. Because you would assume that he's gonna keep. I mean, like he is still keep doing it, but now there's a twist to it. It's more of like a face palm in a funny sense, like a face palm when he womanizing, like, oh man, you're supposed to get out of that system, damn it. So every time he does it now, it's like, damn it, come on, you gotta do better, you can do it. So that's a funny update to his character. I actually like this progress. Again, I thought they was gonna retcon in a sense by making it into a gag. I mean, yeah, they made it a gag, but it's a gag with a development hoping to happen. But what I mean by a gag that just retcon, it would be like, okay, I confess to finesse, and then I womanizing these two the Golden Dawn members. I just flirt with them, and then everything just go to a moot point. So there was like no need for that whole thing. It was just like one big giant punchline, which would have been fine, but it would have been a bummer because that seems like a backtracking. But instead, it becomes a new thing that he has to develop. It's a new journey, if in a funny sense. And him joining along with two, actually three women at sailing to the Heart Kingdom. Now that's a very hard battle for him, and it becomes a new struggle, a new battle, inner turmoil. And what's worse, supposedly the princess is supposed to be a really fascinating in many ways. So that's even like four times the problem he has to deal with. So he cannot womanize these ladies. He cannot show that personality anymore. He cannot have that personality anymore. If he's like Moroku. I'm trying to remember if I say his name right. From Inuyasha, he's a monk with a wind tunnel.
I was gonna say the same thing. He kind of does have that.
Yeah, he has that. only like only thing is the only difference is, well, actually the chapter count should be around the same, but well, it's not only difference. They both end up having a love interest, but at a certain point, it's like, all right, you finally got a love interest. Now, are you gonna give up that perverted side? And for him, he was like, I got to think about that, which is funny. But for Finral, it's like his case is like, I want you to be my woman, but I gotta get stronger. So please wait for me. And she said, yeah, I will definitely wait for you. Please do not take long. It's touching. Then the problem is comes about that he has his womanizing personality. So it's like, you gotta get that out of the way. You gotta get out of the system for good. You can't do this anymore. You're not trying to hit on another woman. You got a woman now. So it's a different style gag. But nonetheless, they both have their love interests and they just have to work their personality out. So with Finral, not only he has to get stronger and be worthy of a guy, but he has to get out of that system. Which again, I'm really rooting for him. I'm pulling my legs for this guy. What have well the what else? Oh, the whole Adams family. No, no. It's in time for the Halloween. I just know he was a. I just know Tabata is very aware that there's Halloween approaching, so might as well do some Halloween treatment. But I really like that chapter too because it's like not only it gives more characters time to shine as well as to show more background to um Gordon out of all people, which he could have just remained as
He's
a
kind of a
background character,
joke
and I would have
up
been
until
fine with
now.
that. Yeah. I, hmm?
No, I was gonna say like, especially on Gordon, considering that he was kind of like one of those characters that was just always left behind, and that was like the running joke of the series.
Right. Like he's so quiet. He's like he's trying to be friend with everybody. I mean, he is a friend with everyone, but he always trying to like get into conversation. But he's so low. He always get overridden and just get like ignored unintentionally, of course. But seeing like that he had seeing the family that somehow gets connected to what Noelle is trying to search for is interesting. And I thought that was like a nice hint, a nice clue for us reader to realize like, huh, these family has some connection to Mega Kula. I think that's I forgot how you say his name. But basically the devil that Noelle was cursed. Oh, Noelle's mother was cursed on, and it's interesting since none of these characters know about that person. So if Noelle was there, it would have been a massive change of story. It would have been a massively different story altogether. Like you would have her question the grandma, like, Wait a minute, you know this person? Please tell me where can I find that person or that devil?" It would have been a lot interesting. But the family they're changing their style because they're now instead of being like worshippers to the cursed magic, they're gonna use that cursed magic and make it into a good thing, make it into like a healing mage, which is the funny punchline because all this talk about cursed magic turns out the father is actually a white mage in a sense, pretty much all healing, no fighting, no killing, no destruction. So that was a funny twist, but that's what it goes to show you how where Gordon comes from. You know, he's always like this shy type of person or the person that's trying to connect to the friendship, but cannot work because not only he's quiet, not only is he seen strange to some other people, but his family is also definitely strange with this cursed magic, which already tells you, man, these family must be full of villains. Kind of like the Anna's family. I think that's the whole idea behind the character, as well as the way how the chapter was drawn. And I thought that was pretty funny from Tabata. So Gordon now seems like he's gonna get not only a development for in character wise, but also like perhaps in magic. Like he he is staying over in the family, so that kind of tells you that he's probably gonna learn more magic that's gonna be beneficial in terms of healing. Not only that, but also Goach and Gray are staying over, which probably end up changing them in a funny way, kind of like how they did that when all the members of Black Bulls went outside, and then when they returned their trip, they developed significantly, but only for a funny gag moment, like in appearance wise. It's like I'm super now, and then you got everybody got like looking completely different, but then it ends up being like, oh, we're just changed for a moment, but
Oh yeah, like when what was it? When Ghost became like a bookworm or something.
Yeah. And Gordon pretty much discovered, like, he nosebleed whenever he's worried about, whenever he's really worried about a person or care about that person. So that's a interesting discovery. But yes, that's I have a funny feeling they might end up happening to Goach and Gray when the more they spend time at the family. That's the belief I'm getting. So now we're in the Heart Kingdom. Yeah, we're finally get to the Heart Kingdom. The princess has been hyped up to be really powerful and pretty much carry the entire kingdom on herself. That's pretty damn amazing. So, but the chapter ends with her wanting to get Asta's demon, and that's like, oh, that's not good at all. So now we get to this chapter and talk about it. Talk about the situation escalate very quickly.
Pretty much so. Where we also get the chapter title too. And if you look at the manga stream translations, it says chapter 255. I'm like, are we what? I didn't realize we
Huh.
jumped.
We went backward.
I'm
No,
like,
not
I didn't
actually.
realize we jumped 30 chapters. And I'm like, wait, no, that's an error.
Oh, unless it's gonna do the bleach route. Oh, we're in this chapter, and then all of a sudden they keep going minus or something like that.
You're right.
It's like
Huh.
we're going backwards somehow.
Uh-oh,
But in
someone's
this
in
one, it's
there.
like 255. We're
Yeah.
missing like 30 chapter worth of content.
Like, what happened between the last chapter and this chapter?
It'd be funny if this is actually intentional. Like if you see the official release, it's like, huh, that's 255. I don't get it.
Then we will. I know. Well, the manga plus translation is actually pretty close, so we will determine that. Well, if it's like that, that's gonna be kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's 225 though.
Yeah, I am too. I
Yeah.
just wanted to look at it. It's like 255. Huh.
That's amazing you caught that because I didn't even catch that one. That I was like, huh, I didn't even know that.
You know, I looked at it and then I looked at the top of like 225. Wait. Oh, I see what happened. I didn't catch it the first time I read it either, so that's something that just
Yeah.
that, and I was like, huh, okay. So yeah, 225. Heart Kingdom. The kingdom hidden amidst in water and lush greenery. Heart Kingdom's incredible. I suppose it's rather striking to behold. I'm going to assume that's Noelle and Asta talking. Definitely that. And then you got Finral. I wonder what shore we can dock on. Like, and then you get this one guy just like walking in, like all shadowed out and everything. Please continue heading forward on your current bearing. And Mimosa's like, you're. And this guy's like, welcome to Heart Kingdom. I have been charged with guiding you all. I'm the director of spirits. Gotcha. Lady Mimosa, it has been quite a long time. It's been quite a while since your previous visit. It's good to see you again. And then again, Mimosa's like, it is good to see you as well. I'm happy that you still remember me. And then he get asked to Noelle, going like, he a big shot? And Noelle's like, real big shot. Like, you were among the most popular of the cultural exchange students back then. This is the crimson orange juice. If you flow your mana through it, its sweetness will be enhanced. Please try some. And she's like, oh, thank you very much. To which you get this funny panel right at the bottom with Noelle like, OMG, this is so good. And Asta's like, send me your mana through mine too, so he can try. And she's like, fine. I guess it's not like you can do it yourself. Wow, talk about shots fired on that account. And Finral, he said to keep going forward, but there's a dead end. And then you get this, I'm gonna assume icicle-like stairwell just like going up. I guess another way to think of Skypiea, when you're trying to go up there, only it's not clouds, I think. Right? I might be
I'm trying to
remembering.
remember. I mean, you could think of what's that arc? Wano Country. I know it's recent for a lot. but I think Wano Country sort of has that. Sort of. It was a rough ride, if I remember right.
Yeah, it
But
was.
Sky P, I try to remember that one too, because I could have sworn they did the similar concept as well.
Hmm.
Like all I know in here, the water, the river, pretty much make it stare, and then it starts to hover above. So it's like its own bridge. It's like I'm trying to think of a reference, like a feels like a Disney scene, but that's the idea I got.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Kind of
Like
has
the
a
river
visual
just pretty
element.
much hover around, becomes like a New York subway system. So that's the way I see it. But I'm trying to remember if Skypiea did that. I think it did. I might have to check back. That's a lot of chapters to go back though,
It
but I'll check back one day.
is. You got this going on, the ship going up, and they're like, Her Majesty will bring you where you need to go. And as that's going on, Asta like, Her Majesty. So wait, this is the doing of just one person's magic? And this barrier, as well as the water steps, are all generated from Her Majesty's Mana Zone, which covers the entire kingdom. And Asta's like, That's awesome! And this juice is freaking. Yeah, like even like you got Noelle going like, seriously, covering the entire kingdom? Is something like that even possible? And Asta still sitting there, like, whoa, a bunch of beautiful butterflies just started flocking to us. And Mimosa, this truly is a wondrous kingdom. At the same time, thinking, I find it hard to believe a devil could be here. Like since then, the founding of our kingdom, 1,200 years ago, for generations the queens have acted as our priestesses, pledging their devotion to the water spirit and protecting our lands with its water magic. By borrowing from the power of the water and the woods, we have been able to keep those uninvited from entering our mana-rich lands while we have developed and flourished as a culture and society of magic based upon it. So you get Noelle going like, incredible. I can't believe one queen alone has been able to protect the peace of such a massive country. And God just says, yes. At least so far anyway. As for the future, that remains uncertain. And before I actually get to Sparta, how do you feel about all this? Just knowing that all of this that's going on is just from the Hearts Queen.
Well, it kind of tells me that we may not we shouldn't expect. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but I guess you could say it kind of eliminates the idea that maybe Noel will get that water spirit, because if it belongs to the Heart Kingdom ever since the beginning of time, it shouldn't leave unless there's an exception or something that will happen. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I want to think that maybe Noelle will get that because hey, water magic, water spirit, that'll be incredibly powerful for her. But I don't know because again, it is tied to the Heart Kingdom and it has been loyal with the Queen's past generations to generations. But I thought that information was pretty interesting because it kind of explains how the landscape and how his world is always like peaceful in a sense, even if it does resort to a utopia feel, which that kind of indicates, hey, something is a little strange about this. We already know there's a cursed magic or devil in there, so that has to have explanation. Let alone the fact that the last chapter cliffhanger has the princess wanted to have want to have Asta's demon inside.
Uh-huh.
That has that it makes me wonder. Does it Is it because she wants it the power inside? Does she want it for like to fuel the water spirit? Like what is what's the reason? Like it can't be like, well, I got Asta's demon and I'm gonna kill it. So I make for the greater good. It's like I guess that makes sense. But again, if it is the for the sake of the power source, that kind of seems like it defeats the purpose of peace. Because again, when it comes to utopia in writing, it usually means like there's always something like a conspiracy behind it. And I see that that possibility could be revolving with cursed magic or devil entirely. Does that mean the water spirits is kind of related to the devil? I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I I like the scenery. I definitely like the scenery. I like the the scene, the site. I like the Heart Kingdom, how it looks, how it's illustrated, how it
Yeah, the
does
way how it's
stick up.
pictured too. I thought that it like really jumps out at you.
Yeah, like I like how they slowly shows like a lot of different elements of this kingdom. Like not only is all, it looks like one of those things that's like a holy land, kind of like those back in like in the Rome time or something like that. It's kind of that has its own distinct feel, different atmosphere compared to the Clover Kingdom. Clover Kingdom is like more like modern in terms of how it's structured and something that you would see in like, I wouldn't say today's world, but it's more modernized compared to Hearts Kingdom. Hearts Kingdom seems like it's stuck in time, but they're okay with that. But I like how it just described different elements to it, including that juice, which is hilarious because Asta can't get the best flavor until somebody else will have to send them mana to it. And once he gets that, it's like, yeah, this juice is amazing. But I also like the fact that the kingdom is pretty much a mana filled kingdom. So it's not like, oh, this person doesn't have magic or this person doesn't have, everything is run by mana. But more of the princess doing everything, every work. But yeah, it's almost ironic to have like peaceful land, and yet everything is filled with mana, which
In
can
this
be used for
specific kingdom, at least.
destruction. Hmm?
I said in this specific kingdom, at least.
Yeah. Uh, Everything is all going swell. Everything was all nice and dandy, whatever. Then Gaja had to say a kind of cryptic way of saying, like, well, everything is all peaceful, everything is all protective, for now at least, so far. But the future remains uncertain. So again, if the idea of cursed magic or the devil magic is to refuel the peace for the water spirit.
Hmm.
Like, why is that the case? Like, shouldn't no one rely on cursed magic or anything that revolves with the
I would
devil? And it,
think too.
yeah, it's strange because it should not be the case. It's always deemed to be, forbidden. So why this one particularly needs a demonic power? Which again, we're gonna wait and see.
Also, I'd like to point out how Nero is just like, yeah, site looks good, but whatever. It's very funny, but I'm just like,
Maybe. Well, I don't think Nero could do any different expression at all.
oh, especially in that form. She's like just looking at this like,
I don't think Nero ever made a different expression since the beginning. There's always that face.
once again, just on it. It's interesting that she's in her bird form. That's something I just want to point out. I'm like, she's not in human form, unless
What?
that's something she wants to keep to herself. But I just find that interesting that she's back in
Well,
her.
you could say she probably is a element of surprise, especially since she went with Asta and when he got water prison just right after the scene where Gaja was like, "Well, the future's uncertain, and now we're gonna take you away." And
Yeah,
you see her on top of Asta's head, which is funny. Now I look at that panel because you see Asta's like, "Oh, I'm about to drown," but that Nero is just there, like with that face still. I don't know. That sticks out funny to me. Like,
she's like, okay, it's like,
yeah, all right, cool.
it's like, you sure?
Yeah, it's like there's no struggle, no like, oh no, I'm drowning too. Oh no, any reaction, it's just
Like, man,
now I
okay,
look at it,
we're
it's
just
just
gonna get
funny
trapped in
to me.
water.
Huh?
She's like, man, we're gonna get trapped in water. I'm like,
I had a good life.
GG. You got ass looking like he's a bit to lose breath, and you're like, okay, this is happening. No big deal. Then you got Noelle screaming Asta, and then you got Mimosa like, wait, what's going on, Gaja? And he's like, for the sake of our peace, there is something we need. First and foremost, we need to go after Asta, is what Noelle says, and then Finral says, leave it to me. And Noelle and Mimosa. Okay, you two, use your enhancing magic and jump forward as hard as and far as you can. And she also goes like, "All right, let's do this, Mimosa. Believe in our career,
Courier?
career. There we go.
Courier? I think that's how you say
I think that's
it.
what it is. I think,
Hmm.
yeah." And Mimosa's like, "Right." And then they jump off. You see them go. Finral using his spatial magic. Fallen angels. See him doing his stuff, and then you see Mimosa and Noelle. And God's like, oh. And here I had pegged them for class 3. God just shows up right behind Finral. And he's like, that's some interesting magic you've got there. And Finral's just like, oh, wait, what? And Noelle, Finral, water creation magic, water dragon's nest is what Noelle uses. And the expression from Finral is like, whew, I was close. Only to go like, wait, what? He's floating without using magic? Which, yeah, he can do that apparently. It's like, I don't know what your reasons may be. And then we get Noelle back in her water dress mode. I'm like, that's cool. Never get
Yay!
that. Showing off to a certain series going like, yeah, can your heroine do that?
Who said she's not gonna have any action anymore? Who said she's not gonna have any development anymore? Well, lo and behold, you are wrong.
They call me royalty for a reason. Really? I am, well, funny enough, she says that. She says that actually. She's like, but I am royalty of Clover Kingdom, and those are my dear friends. Don't think for a second that you're going to get away with bringing harm to them. Finral over here, like, that's our Noelle. Oh, she's so awesomely, beautifully cute. And he's, wait, hang on. No, I didn't. I only have eyes for Finesse.
Come on, man. I'm pulling my legs for this. I'm putting my house on the line here. Come on.
Could you imagine if Finesse was actually there?
Oh god. You know, the biggest low blow and the biggest downgrade to back to Yamcha level will be Finesse going with the brother instead.
Oh,
I was like, all right, you got Vegeta. That gotta suck. I mean, I hope there's no like well, supposedly they say that Toriyama hook up Vegeta and Boma for. I mean, I always hear different stories. I just hear it was a way to piss off the fan, and that
that's
didn't
what I
work
heard
at
too. I
all.
heard the same thing.
That's the story. Then I hear it's like, I need to find an excuse to bring Trunks. I don't know if it's the real story, but if let's just say the story was, oh, I'm just gonna piss off the fans. What if they really? What if Tabata's like, that sounds like a hell of an idea. I'm gonna do that to Finral. Just piss off the fans and just make them become Yamcha 124/7 now. He would never get a girlfriend ever again.
That'd be messed up.
Like, wow.
Especially since in the interview he was like, "Yeah, that'll happen." I'm like, "Don't go back on your word, Tabata. You already said you not even said it. You've already established it now." So
yeah, but hey, you never know. Sometimes some manga could be like, not anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna backtrack it. I'm gonna betray my line and just say, oh no, he was just never fit to be. Sorry. Which is weird because like I remember in Dragon Ball Z, like their excuse for Yamcha and Boma fallout is just that Yamcha just couldn't handle couldn't control his vitamin D, I guess you could say. And I'm like, that seems like not only betraying his character, but really destroy him entirely.
you're right.
You're like, it's kind of like saying like, I'm thinking of different series. I don't know, like I'm trying not to think recent series because everybody were like, "Oh, you spoiling me." The point is, when you have a character that's like very nice and very gentle, very kind guy, and then you hear a reason why they had a fallout is because the guy couldn't control his D. Don't you think that sounds very out of character? Of course it does. I mean, yeah, Yamcha. I mean, technically that is out of character in a sense, but maybe that's just an English dub. I should watch the Japanese dub and see if there's a different reason.
Or
But
the
that's
manga. I wonder
just
what the manga had.
yeah. Actually, I would check that. But regardless, it just seems so out of character to even include that. Oh, he couldn't control his D, so he just break off. Like, what? Couldn't you just say like it just couldn't work it because I don't know, couldn't they both couldn't just gel well. All right, cool, fine. I'll accept that.
I
Like,
wonder.
oh,
I
it's
wonder what.
his fault.
Yeah,
Huh?
I was gonna say. I wonder what the Kai dub has. That might have something different.
That's true. Unless that's the one I heard from the Kai dub. I'll check it out.
But yeah, going off from that, I think a powerful yet rare magic, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, first class. And you got Gaj going like, that is Gaj just saying, that is quite the spectacular water magic. So then, I suppose I should also get serious. Shall we have ourselves a match then? As he pulls out his grimoire, and Noelle's thinking like, wait, what is that? To which Tabata decided, okay, now let's switch back to Asta. Because I was gonna say Colosseum, but I'm not sure what it is. It's kinda like a Colosseum mixed with a waterfall. That's the impression I'm getting of it just by looking at it. Because you see him, you see Asta looking down, he falls, and he lands on his face. He's like, I apologize for the rough ride over. It's like, I've been waiting for you. For the sake of my country, I require your devil. And you see the queen. I'm assuming it. Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's the queen. And she's like, "Yeah, your devil. It's necessary for the kingdom." And it's like, well, shit. that's kind of where we're at the end of the chapter. And funny enough, Nero is nowhere to be seen on Asta's head. I just realized that. Huh? Where did Nero
Hmm.
go?
She didn't fly away, right?
Um, let's check back. I don't see her. Yeah, I don't know. Huh? Did you make an art error? I'm gonna laugh in the next chapter. Like we see this particular page again, and this time it has Nero on it. I'm gonna laugh. That's what happens. It's like, Tabata, you want to explain this correlation then? I don't know. It's just fun just to point out that, like, okay. But, yeah, the chapter pretty much ends there. Facing possibly boundless power, the torment of battle draws ever near. And, yeah, also you get, like, a weird silhouetted figure in the back, too, so... that's... It's going to be saying something. Also, just noting that the water dress that... Or not, the Valkyrie dress, pretty much that Noelle has right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost similar to this. So I'm like, it's kind of going off from what you said, is that maybe this is where it originated from. Maybe.
What I want to know is the Silver family. Who was carrying the bloodline? Was it the mother or the father? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm thinking, like, is it possible that Acer Silva originated from the Hearts Kingdom?
I mean, that's that's something that now it just popped my head. I'm like, wait a minute, you know what? Something does feel very resemblance. I mean, I some people would say like maybe the princess is the mother of Noelle. I'm like, well, but I think they confirmed she died in their faces, so I
Yeah.
don't think that's a possibility. But it is possible maybe she can be related to the princess, or it could be related to the Heart Kingdom in general. I don't know. Because the design does feel very coincidental, I guess.
It
Maybe. I don't
does.
know. It's hard. It's hard.
It looks
I
almost
mean,
identical outside of, like, say, like the frontal image of it. It's like, like around the face area, it's like, like the dress looks similar, like the blade, all of that. So it does kind of get that impression that, like, okay, maybe everything regarding the Valkyrie dress, maybe even regarding Aesir, is like all from here, which could actually explain a lot of other things too, similar to, is it Magicula? Pretty much the demon that's responsible for what happened to Noelle's mom.
next chapter can't come soon enough.
Right?
Oh man. Man, that is interesting that you mentioned about Nero not being there. Either the art forgot or she ran away, fly away, and she'd probably be the element of surprise, like, fooled you, clothes or something.
Close.
Because, well, I don't know. I mean, Asta is going against the princess, which was hyped up to be freaking powerful. So if
Oh
she's
yeah.
going to be this powerful, I mean, again, Asta does have one advantage, and it's obviously the anti magic, but she's going physical right now, so that's not going to help out really good.
Oh yeah.
And if he's struggling and he's about to lose, Nero is the only way to come out and just surprise and help him to escape or something. For Noelle's situation, be different. Noelle's situation is could be the same thing because you got Mimosa and Finral is still around, but the idea is that maybe they will all get defeated because the Gaja's magic seems unnatural to me. Maybe it's just the fact that it's a whole new grimoire, but it still feels unnatural from the moment that he could start hovering around, pretty much flying, without the use of magic. I don't know if that's supposed to be like, oh, because my grimoire is exclusive and my grimoire could grant me this. I was like, all right, fine, that's self-explanatory. But what if there's something like a little bit more to it? Because he is like technically a right hand man of the princess. What if his magic has evolved that stems from curse magic? Like, what if it's like got a little some
That would
curse
be
in there?
interesting, actually, if that's how he can levitate in the air like that.
Right. And then, like when he started using his grimoire, you should see scriptures like popping out from the book. Now it could just be magic, of course. But what if it's more than that? What if it's powered by curse magic? We still don't know what's the idea of why the princess wants Asta's demon, like just for power source, but again, it would defeat the purpose of peaceful if you don't need no curse magic or don't need no involvement with the devil. It's really puzzling at the moment. I don't think we get answers in the next chapter. Maybe we do. I don't know. But I'm
Well,
definitely looking forward to this conflict between for and those two sides.
I think we may get like a brief hint, but I don't think we're gonna get like anything like super important that like this is the reason why. It's like, well, okay.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna get that, but yeah. And also just considering that there's that shadowy figure in the back too, so I wonder who that could be.
That's true.
I mean, I guess in terms of prediction, I'm pretty curious as to where this is gonna go, specifically with the Asta's side, and also like Noelle noticed something, and we don't know what it is. Okay, so pretty much pulling out whatever his magic's gonna be, and that's also got me kind of curious. I was like, all right, so what do they have to do to basically overcome that? And especially on Asta's thing too. Like, could you imagine like he uses his anti magic and she's like, "You thought this could work on me? Nope. I may work in Clover Kingdom, but your anti magic sword is completely negated." I'd be like, "Well, okay, that's screwed then. His best ultimate weapon is a dud right now." Not that I expect that happening, but would be kind of ironic if that's what ended up happening. As far as predictions go, like I'm just curious about that as to like how the two matchups are going to go between Mimosa, Noelle, Mimosa versus Gaja, and then of course with Asta and now Princess. That's going to be something I'm really looking forward to as far as the next chapter goes. What about you, Sparta? Like, what are you looking forward to as far as the next chapter is concerned?
Well, this I'm looking forward to both. If I have to say mostly just by inch, by Asta, mainly because he's going against the princess who was deemed pretty hype for the past two chapters. So now we're gonna see what exactly she wants and how powerful she really can be in a one-on-one status. We figured out that she literally handled the entire kingdom alone. Her mana zone is incredible. So now we're gonna see a one-on-one battle. Well, we'll see what happens to Asta from there. Again, the element surprise will be Nero because we don't see her. She could be hovering around, just wait for the right opportunity to barge in. With Noelle and Gaja, I think the interest would be the fact that just how powerful Gaja would be, as well as where his magic comes from. Like again, it could just be Grimoire. It's like, all right, fine. I accept that explanation. But if it's more than just Grimoire, if it's more than just a simple magic, then that's gonna be like very questionable. It could go both ways. Like, what if Gaja magic is stemming from the cursed magic? Then it would be like, so does that mean the princess is spreading cursed magic's technique to some people in the Heart Kingdom? And then with Asta, be like, so what's princess intention? What's her plan? What's her goal in having Asta coming to her? So you have both different development that could ensue. It'd be interesting to see. Also, it'd be interesting to see how far can Noelle go against Gaja. Like, wait, is it going to be a one-shot defeat from her? Not from her, from Gaja. Like he's going to just one-shot her, or is it going to be a little bit more struggle? Because Valkyrie armor is pretty powerful itself, but if she gets defeated easily, it's like shit. we got more work to do. But we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see where path will go into from here. Again, I didn't think it was gonna be like, hey, this is gonna happen right about now. This whole action thing, this conflict. You thought it would be like exploration, kind of something that you see in One Piece. We're gonna take our time and explore the world. Granted, I would love that, but I don't mind this path either because we get the action going, we get the plot development, we get the character interaction, we get more character development, more character
More like Tabata
mystery, a lot
style.
of. I'm sorry.
I said it also seems more like Tabata style too.
Yeah, it
Respect.
is time to start to show the world and then get to the point instantly, which can be ups and down. But in this case, I think it's properly addressed. I think it's fine. I think it's good to do this for now. Maybe we'll take a backseat after the conflict ends. We'll see where we go from there. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, Asta defeat the princess in this next chapter, and that's it.
That'd be
Wow, that
fairy
was
tale.
quick.
That's what that would be. That would be fairy tales. Like chapter's about to start. Like next chapter wins.
Dumb.
Like wait, what? I thought we
Wow,
were
one
like,
shot. Yeah, that would be bad. I think a lot of people will probably transfer their hate on Fairy Tail to this series if that were to happen.
right.
But we'll see. We'll see. Let's not jinx now. Let's not jinx
Nope.
now. Let's knock on wood on that one.
Double knock. There. Nah, but let's be serious. Tabata's not going to do that. He's been pretty good so far. And I mean, like almost 225, not 255. People, not 255. 225 chapters in. He's been doing good so far. I think he'll still be good, just further on down the line. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't think there's anything else to discuss about when it comes to the chapter because I feel like we've covered everything, unless I'm missing something.
I believe you cover everything you need to. We just have to wait for the next chapter to get answers or probably get more questions. Hopefully to former, but we'll see.
Yep, won't be long now, guys. Just won't be. Oh, won't be long. Meaning like six or less than 6 days, give or take. But you know, that being said, because that's pretty much it for this podcast for Black Clover. Again, kind of short, but you know, there was a lot that happened. But it's kind of our way of saying, you know, we covered the stuff from the last 2 chapters, going in like a super quick cliff notes version, and then pretty much this chapter 2 is pretty self-explanatory in that account, at least to us. Sparta, it was really great having you on board again for another Black Clover podcast. As always.
It's definitely great to be here. Yeah, it did went by fast, but it was pretty eventful, and we get into the action already. It should be very interesting. depending how we take this, depending where it goes. Because what if they pull a fairy tale? I defeated a princess in one shot. That would kill everybody's mood. That would kill everybody's hearts. That would kill
Yeah,
everybody's.
I see what you
I
did
could
there.
imagine invasion. I could imagine the invasion from a different series, fandom. Ha 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 ha. Well, how would it feels like to have a series that's like fairy tale, but probably even worse? Ha ha ha. So I don't want that to happen. Let's avoid that at all costs, please.
Also,
Other than
late
that, this
fairy tale to be
is
specific. Late fairy tale. Early fairy tale was decent. I'll give it that.
well, yeah. But other than that, this was a pretty good chapter.
And that being said, you guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Lucky7,
Sparda3g.
and we will catch you guys next time. Peace.